everyone, I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards, and today I have a fun card using a couple of celebration items and some designer series paper from our January to April mini catalog. So I'm going to be using Jungle Pals and the sentiment from Heartfelt Hellos, and these are both celebration items. Celebration is going on right now through the end of February, where you can place a $50 order and receive a free item. My card today, I think, is kind of would be whimsical and fun, so a little bit different maybe than some of my other cards, but I hope that you're going to like this card. Before I turn the camera down, I wanted to let you know that today is the last day to order my February card class to go, and this is a card class that I will ship to your home that you can put together at home. It has pre-cut cardstock and embossed pieces and everything you need to make 9 projects, and I am using the Cutest Cows stamp set and punch. Now the class does not include the stamp set and punch, although if you do not have it, you can add it on. Of course, you can use anything that you have. So again, there's 9 projects, 1 treat box, and 8 cards, 2 of 4 designs. So and last week I showed how to make the shadow box card from my February card class and this cute little treat box. And then there are then there are other cards also. And when you order that, it comes in this packet, and you receive over $25 worth of product plus the pre-cut cardstock to make those 9 projects. And all the information and to sign up is in the description. Okay, well, I'm going to turn the camera down. Before I do, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that by clicking that subscribe button and click the bell so you'll be notified when I upload videos. I normally come on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Central. All right, let me turn the camera down so we can start stamping. All right, again, just to let you know, we just have this week and next week, or this week and through next Thursday. So the 29th of February is the last day of celebration. We also have a wonderful promotion to be part of the Stampin' Up! Community. And there are 2 options. And I did a video that I will put up, that you can go to see 10 reasons that I think it's an awesome starter kit promotion and why you would want to be part of Stampin' Up! But there's 2 options, and you can choose option 1, which is $99. You choose $125 worth of product, plus you receive a glass mat free, which is a $60 value. Or option 2, you pay $99, but you are able to choose an extra $30, which you can choose $155 a product, and that can be new online exclusives from the annual catalog and from the mini catalog. Plus, right now, if you celebration means when you place a $50 order, you can choose 1 free item out of the catalog. We do have 2 levels. So level 1, you would be able to earn with a $50 order. And then we do have some, I don't know, I call them level 2, that if you place a $100 order, you can choose 1 of those items free when you place a $100 order, or you could choose 2 of the $50. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. So today we are going to be using, as I mentioned, the Jungle Pals, which is a free with a $50 purchase and that is the stamp set. And I'm going to be using the stamp set. I'm also going to be using the dies. Now, the dies are free with a $100 purchase, but you could place a $50 purchase, get the stamp set, and these are really, they're easy to be able to cut out with scissors if you don't want to go ahead and get the dies too. But I'm going to use the dies and the Jungle Pal stamp set plus Heartfelt Hellos. I'm going to be using Hello from that stamp set. But then I'm also going to be using items from the mini catalog. So on page 33 of your catalog, if you have that, I'm going to be using the Designer Series paper, Lighter Than Air, which is, I just love all the pastel colors of this paper. And I'm going to be using the Rainbow Adhesive Back Dots. So those are the two items that I'm going to be using from the mini catalog. And this paper is 6x6, and it corresponds, of course, with the stamp set, but you can just use it for lots of your stamping. It doesn't have to be with the stamp set that it comes with in the catalog. So we're going to use it for today's project. And then here is a little bit closer of the Jungle Pals, and we're going to be using the Tiger today. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make a book binding card, and then I'm going to kind of turn it a different way. So we're just making one card today. It's going to be quick and easy. And this is the card that we're going to make. So a lot of times our book binding, because like a book, it has a binding and we open it this way. But I have turned it, and our card opens this way to sign. And so this is the card we're going to make. Although on this card, I adhered the kind of like the grass, but I think we might pop this up with dimensionals, and then we'll see which we like the best. And I didn't go ahead and add any embellishments, but we will on the card that we're going to make today. So I'm bringing in a basic white thick cardstock. And this is 5.5 by 8.5. And so I'm going to put the long side in our trimmer because we're going to do some scoring. And so again, the 8.5 is going to be at the top of our trimmer. And we are going to score this at 3 inches. So I'm going to, and that is the lighter blade. And then we're going to score this at 4.25. And those are the only two score lines that we need. So I'm going to fold on the 4.25 first. And of course that is half of 8.5. So we'll get that lined up. I'll bring in my bone folder and crease it. And then I'm going to fold back on that 3. So I'm just going to fold that back. And crease it with my bone folder. Okay, so now we are going to add adhesive right between these two score lines. All right. So we're added adhesive, and then we are just going to close this. And you can take your bone folder and go across. And then I'm going to lay this aside, and I'm going to bring in a scrap of basic white, and we're going to go ahead and bring in our Memento black ink. And I've already mounted our tiger. And so we'll go ahead and ink him up and stamp him. And then I like to just straight down, hold it maybe for the count of 3, and then straight up. And while I have our ink open, I'm going to bring in some designer series paper, and this is 1 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to stamp on this, and I can decide whether I want the Lost Lagoon to be at the top and the blue stripe at the bottom. It really doesn't matter, but I think I'll do the Lost Lagoon. I'm going to bring in Hello. I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. And I am going to stamp it towards the right-hand side. Just like that. And that is the only 2 things that we need to stamp, and we're just using black ink today. I'm going to be using 2 blends, dark and light pumpkin pie. And I'm going to start with the dark. And I'm just going to go over some of the lines that are already on our tiger. And do some shadowing. Put some little shadow there. And on his feet. And then I think I'll make this a little darker down here. And then I'm going to come back with the pumpkin pie. Actually, let's do the inside of his ears with the dark pumpkin pie. Then I'm going to come back with the light, and I think I'll use the other, kind of the bullet end. And we'll just color him in. Now, if you wanted to color his eyes a different color, you could. But I think we'll just go ahead and kind of go around his eyes. And we could use maybe petal pink. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of white on his face, just so, I mean, you could go ahead and color it a little bit darker, but I'm going to just leave it some white showing. You could use colored pencils. You could use markers. You could even take a blending brush and apply ink on the tiger. But I'm using the Stampin' Blends. As you can see, this is a pretty easy image to color. And then if you want him a little darker, you just go over it again. So again, I'm just leaving, some of the white spaces because, a tiger just might have that. Then I'm going to be bringing in the die, and we're going to go ahead and die cut out our tiger. So I brought in our mini. I'm going to put in plate 1, plate 2. We have 2 plate 2s. We'll put 1 plate down, and then we're going to add our tiger and our die And you can take some washi tape or sticky notes and lay on there. And I'm going to add another one. Then we're going to lay plate 2. And then we're going to go ahead and just crank this through. And here we have our tiger. I'm going to bring our card base back in, and we're going to go ahead and add our designer series paper. And this will go at the top of our card. Kind of in that bookbinding section. Then I'm going to bring in another piece of designer series paper, and this is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to use the all the dots, so we're going to add that right here. This is a different designer series. It's from the same pack, but the sample card that I shared with you was a different. So I'm going to add some adhesive. So I'll show you the sample again later, and I just used a different piece of the designer series paper from the pack that I showed you, which is called, and I have to look and see, Lighter Than Air. It's so pretty. All right, now we're going to lay that aside, and I'm going to bring in Lemon Lolly, and I have already die cut from the Stylish Shapes, and I use the next to the largest circle from the Stylish Shapes. And then you will need a scrap of Old Olive, and let me show you the dies. There's a lot of extra dies in the Jungle Pals. You have dies that cut out all of the images, but you also have extra, like bark and leaves. And then this is the one that we're going to use. And then you even have some other leaves and a 2 flowers, and then dies that cut out all of the cute little animals in the Jungle Pals stamp set. So then what I did, and I've already done this, but I just laid this here and I ran it through the cut and emboss machine, and then I got this, and then I just turned it this way and run it through the cut and emboss machine, and then I have this. So now we are going to decorate our card. So we are going to add our Lemon Lolly, and it kind of makes me think like maybe a moon, and the tiger is walking with the sun or the moon in the background. And then we're going to place our grass right down here, but I think we're going to pop that up with dimensionals. So let's go ahead and add our circle die. And I'm going to try to get that in the middle. And of course, I want to make sure that I have it right below the crease, the top of this, so I still can open it. And I try to have this, you just kind of looked at it and have the same amount of space from here to here as here to here. I'm also going to be using some linen thread. So I think I'll go ahead and bring that in now. And I'm just going to wrap this around right at this where it opens up here. And then I am going to tie a bow. I'll need my snips. Then I want to make these even, so I'm going to put these together and then just kind of make sure they're even. And let's see if they are. And that is close enough. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow over here on the left hand side. And then you can kind of work with that. Once you have your bow, you can, if you need to trim, you can do that. I kind of like to work with my linen thread and kind of, so it'll take shape. And we can work with that in a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and add our tiger. So we're going to turn that over and we're going to add dimensionals. I'm going to add one on his face, one down below, one on his body, and then I'm going to bring in a mini for his tail. Okay, then we'll take the tops off. And you know what? I think I'm going to wait and add in the tiger. I think I'm going to add, well, maybe I need to add the tiger now. I'm trying to decide. Let's bring the grass in. That's what I need to do. I just need to place this. Okay, so that way I can kind of get where I want to put the tiger. So that will work. So right there. Okay, now let's go ahead and turn our grass over. And let's go ahead and add, I think we can get but I believe we're going to need to bring in some mini, and I have quite a mess here because I have some that's stuck to the mini, but that's okay. Well, all right, let's add one more. Okay, let me get my dimensionals out of the way. And we're going to pop this up right here on the left hand side, and I'm putting the edge of the grass at the edge of the designer series paper, so then the white shows below. I could put one more dimensional there, and maybe I should, so it'll be even. And then I'm going to put this on the right-hand side. So there will be a little bit of a gap in between, but that's okay, and you can kind of see him walking. And now let's bring in our embellishments. And again, these are the rainbow adhesive back dots that you'll find in the mini catalog. I'm going to take your pick tool in. And I've kind of used almost all the colors in this card that match here. So we could really use just about any. I think I'm going to use, what do you think? Maybe Calypso Coral, just because that will be a little bit of a contrast. So I'm going to put one here. I think I need one up here, maybe. Do you have as much decision? Sometimes I just can't figure out where I want to put the embellishments. All right. Well, what do you think? Here is our fun little, I call it a kind of a whimsical card. It's a really fun and easy card to make. The bookbinding card is fun. It says hello. You can just send this for a lot of different occasions. And then I'm going to bring in my sample card. And I used the designer series paper came from the same pack of Lighter Than Air, but I just used a different designer series paper for each of the cards, although I used the same stripes at the top. And then on this card, I added dimensionals to the grass, and I think I like this better. I think it gives more definition. The tiger is popped up, and so is the grass, where here I just have the tiger popped up. I hope you liked the cards that I made today, and I hope that you will give the bookbinding card a try. And remember, Sale-A-Bration ends the 29th of February. I am Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope I have inspired you in your crafting. I will see you next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central. Have a great week. Take care, and bye for now.